What's up, guys? Welcome to Be Bold Investing. I really appreciate you guys tuning in today. For those of you guys who tune in for the first time ever, we talk shop every single Thursday, one time a week about real estate investing, how we're taking down our deals, pad splits, Airbnbs, I mean anything you name it. Last week we had our first Zoom call. We had 25 individuals show up that I was able to give free value for. And so a couple of those individuals actually last week brought in some deals that we got to help them underwrite. And not only underwrite, they actually end up going under contract on them. So the whole point is this is for me to bring value to you guys, for you guys to be able to pick my brain, to see the way I think. And not only that, for us to collaborate. There's things that I don't know and vice versa, right? And we want to just make this community grow and grow over time. This is also powered by School, which is the community that I have built on the platform School, which is a newer platform that a lot of people aren't familiar with. So thank you so much for joining that community. But we want to get this thing kicked off, and whatever questions that you guys have, throw them at me. I'm available from now into I have a hard stop at 7 p.m. because I have to jump on another call. So whatever you have, let me know, and we're gonna work together to get through the question as best as we can. So what's up?
You already know my question, Javier.
I didn't even read them, to be honest.
Oh,
It's-
I appreciate honesty. That's what I love the best. That's my policy, to
I
be
was
honest.
on I just jumped on from another phone call because I'm buying another deal in Palm Coast area. So
Nice.
I've been dealing with that. So yeah, I didn't really, that's why I was like, just get on the Zoom so we can just chat about it. So what's up? How you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. I love to see what you do, and specifically those pictures. No pictures were amazing.
Oh
Amazing.
my God, yes. Yes. Good times. I love skiing, I love snowboarding. Uh
Nice.
I love, you know me, I work hard, but I also like to have fun, I like to enjoy
Yes.
life.
Yes. Work
And
hard, play harder.
every time I see your dancing pictures, I love it. So,
That's
but
my
yeah,
goal.
what you got cooking? What you working on?
Okay, so I have been calling all my contacts that have been accumulated over the years.
Okay.
And there have been a lot of contacts that I did not touch for 2 years. So I'm just warming up them again. And I'm just opening up channels for different opportunities for different type of buyers, like private money lending and fund of funds. Then I have commercial buyers like developers, large multifamily buyers. And these guys can also invest in fund of funds. So I'm just opening up the pool, you know, but I also want listings.
Yeah.
So
So let me ask you this. You're doing a lot, right? And I understand you're tasting different flavors of the ice cream right now. But the only issue is where I see a lot of people, what they end up doing and they end up messing up is they don't try one thing for 3 to 6 months, see if they like it, see if it works. Because really, like with any business, you open up any type of business that you open up, you need at least 6 months of data to see if it's worth your time and energy and to see if you even like doing it, right? And I tell
yes,
people, start out if you're gonna start hitting the phones, do it for 6 months. And I'm just using the phones as an example. It could be anything. It could be door knocking. It could be phone calls. It can
yeah,
be underwriting multifamily. It can be, but until you won't know until you have been doing something for 6 months minimum, period. And
yeah,
so when I've talked to you the last couple times, I know you've been trying to do the realty thing and then you're going to do the fund to fund, stuff like that. So I'm going to make an example. And like for me, I have obviously a couple different businesses going on, but don't be fooled. I built those businesses up over the last 10 years. Like this didn't come overnight. Like you see,
yes,
I'm doing a lot of listing sales. That's because I did the grind work prior for 5 years and I was hitting the phones from leads that I was buying at the time. This is years and years ago. I'm just giving an example. And now I've developed the listing sales business, which is a well-oiled machine. So you have to really double down on one thing. And, there's just too much noise on everything else that you're doing. Like just do one thing, do it for 6 months. instead of just dabbling in all these little things and go from there. That's
Yeah.
why when I met you at the Multify event, I've been in single family homes now for since 2015. I love single family. Single family always have a place in my heart. I always buy single family. But my next progression, my natural progression, being that I've been doing single families for as long as I have very successfully, is getting into bigger multifamily or storage units or some type of commercial space that I want to be in. And that's why I went to Multify because I want to level up my education. I want to level up my network. I want to level up the type of deals that I'm doing. You see? So I did all this for a very long time and I'm still doing this to this day. I'm not walking away from my businesses that I've created. One thing with you, make sure that you're just doubling down. If you're going to do apartment leasing, stick to apartment leasing for 6 to 12 months. Figure out how you can start leveraging and delegating your time because your time's money, right? So maybe you might say, okay, you know what? I'm doing 2 to 3, 4 leases a month. Well, can I put somebody in place, a team member, to start doing the leasing, the walkthroughs, the showings for me, and give them a percent while I'm leveraging my time into other businesses that I'm looking to work on? Does that make sense?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. My challenge, or probably there's a fear of starting a team and all of that. Like, I am not sure whether I have the skill of handling people and setting that up. But leasings, I have extensive experience leasing, and I absolutely love it. I can just do that in my sleep in autopilot without thinking, without thinking. I just need listening and I quickly do it. So, and I've been doing sales also, but like I've never bought any leads. I've not spent a single time on purchasing leads. They have been organic, like by door knocking or just downloading the addresses of the homeowners and then just dialing the numbers. That's how I've built my database. So they are more of farming type of thing, not purchasing the leads. But like I really want to increase my momentum. I have experienced sales also. Like the county that I live on, it's duplexes, more of duplexes
Okay.
and large buildings because I'm a commercial county. It's only rentals. Single.
Mhm.
It's not a suburban. It's a city like New York City. So
Yeah.
there are more of apartment complexes, and organically, investors have come into my database because of the location where I am in Union City. It's like 15 minutes to Manhattan. So investors, and I've been trying to get them the properties. They're not buying in New Jersey, and they are investors. They have money, and because they have not been buying properties here in New Jersey, because it's not cash flowing, it's expensive. That was one of the reason why I thought, okay, it led me to the direction of multifamily, like syndication. I thought that could be the solution. And that time I did not know Gator. I did not know creative financing. I didn't know anything. I'm just exploring all of these things right now. So my husband is in Gator. So we're probably helping each other. So my husband is good with numbers, underwriting and sourcing deals and all. So he can flow me the deals and I can send it to the investors. So that is database investors I already have. I only have to supply them the deals. So my big problem right now is deals. I only need deals. Once I get the deals, I can just keep forwarding to the investors, and that can take the momentum. But because that takes time to close, 6 months on an average, on a daily basis, I want to like work on rentals, which I'm going to do. But because I've been seeing that you have listings, I don't know. I'm like just in general, my perception, like you have on a daily basis. I understand that you have done a lot of work in the past 10 years or whatever, but even so, whatever database that you have, large database, which is good, but just logically thinking, how is it possible that each of your past client is converting every day to list it, like, because everybody may have different timing of uh, selling, or I don't know. I'm just trying to understand logically so I can help myself. So
Yeah.
buyers I just need deals and I need listings,
Yeah. So when you say you need deals, do you want off-market deals or MLS deals?
off market.
Okay. So
MLS is also good. MLS is also good, but generally MLS is like retail, and my investors
yeah,
are like commercial, sophisticated. They
So
don't.
let me ask you this, right? If you want off-market deals, you can go about this one of two ways. You can either go the daisy chain route, which do you understand what daisy chaining is?
No.
Okay. I'm going to make an example. I have a friend of mine. This is a real life scenario. All he does is daisy chain. Daisy chaining is where you get with, let's say, top wholesalers in your marketplace. It doesn't have to be in your marketplace. It can be nationwide if you want. You get with them and say, hey, look, I would love to JV with you on your deals that you're getting. So for instance, a wholesaler, when they're acquiring a deal, they have to make the phone calls, they have to buy the list, they have to skip trace the list, they have to constantly follow up with that seller, that lead. They have to have all these systems and processes in place and these sales skills in place in order to start getting contracts, right? So the cool thing about daisy chaining is you can make it a business model, but obviously you want to make sure you're in partnership and sync with these individuals who are wholesalers who are doing all the upfront work that I just mentioned, right? So my buddy, what he does, he's got a whole business model on daisy chaining. So what he does is he gets with multiple wholesalers in the marketplace, and what he does is when they get deals that are locked up, he helps dispo them. Now, here's the beauty about this. He dispos them for a fee of what he think is adequate that his investors that will buy them for. So he didn't have to go out and renegotiate the contract. He didn't have to go out and hire VAs. He didn't have to go out and pull lists. He didn't have to go out and follow up. He didn't have to have any systems and processes as far as acquiring that deal. The deal's already locked up. Now he's built a relationship with that wholesaler, and now he just takes that deal and says, hey, Mr. Investor, I got this property on 123 Main Street. The wholesaler saying 200,000, he's telling his investor $210,000, right?
I understand.
And so that's what he does, and that's his business model, and it works for him. Now, if you want to do the flip side of that, where you're going direct to seller, then you have to ask yourself, do you want to pull lists? Do you want to pay for lists? Do you want to have prop stream? Do you want to have VAs? Are you okay with cold calling and calling people to lock up their homes? Because that's a process and that's a skill set that you need to acquire, right? And that's a whole another learning curve, right? And so remember too, when you wholesale, it's dating the money, meaning like you're getting money, it comes and goes, that's okay. At the end of the day, the ultimate goal should be is buying assets, right?
Yes.
Like if you're doing it for to use as a vehicle to get from point A to point B,
Yes.
then that's fine. But if you
Yes.
do this like as a long-term business, the problem with it is it's not a really sellable business model. You see? So you need to ask yourself, because right now you're just doing too much. You're doing the leasing, you're trying to double in Gator, it's just way too much that you're doing. You're
Yeah.
one person, and
Yeah.
you need to double down on one thing for 6 to 12 months before you can make an adequate decision before you want to go on to the next thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you're like me. I'm very hyper. I'm very high energy. Like me and you share a lot of those characteristics, but at the same time, you have to be able to pull that back a little bit and really
Yes.
double down on it. Now, you mentioned something earlier. You said, oh, well, I don't know if I'm a person that can build a team or be a leader or whatever. And that's good that you identify that, because a lot of people
Yeah.
can't be leaders. But what you need to do is you're in all these communities. You're in Subto, you're in Multify. Why aren't you partnering with people? It's too much about you when it needs to be about everyone, right? Like
Yes.
how can you leverage your community better? So I think from a standpoint of learning how to leverage your community that you're in better, right? Start rubbing elbows with people, see who people want to partner up. Maybe you don't want to do the phone calls, or maybe you do want to do the phone calls, or maybe you want to pass that on to somebody else, or maybe you're more of a, better at a TC. I'm making those as examples,
Yes.
but you really got to niche down on 1, 2 things for 6 to 12 months and go with it. And then you can say, you know what, this is not working. Or you can look at your business and say it is working, but let me look at my KPIs a little bit better. Because
Yeah.
remember, everything is driven on data. If you
Yes.
don't have data behind what you're doing, then you don't know if it works. And you
Yeah.
don't know where to make those minute changes.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? So double down on one thing, 6 to 12 months, and then go into the next thing, or scale what you're already doing, you know?
Yeah. So, okay. So all of these really, I'm really at this point in a growth phase. Uh, since I joined Multify and since I got exposure to Pace Morby and all of that. But before that, I've been like doing by myself, like cold calling, following up, following up, following up. And rentals, what I've seen, it's a very extremely good rental market. So right now, I really want to get onto rentals so that I can get my monthly whatever. Because this year I want to buy properties, and that is my motivation. That is my motivation this year. Actually, I had to buy last year, but a lot of my savings I just put into education. So you know, it's
Right.
it's setting me a little behind. So
So that's what I'm saying. Like you invest, like you've already invested in yourself, and that's awesome. Great job. Like most people won't even take that leap of faith to invest in themselves, and you have. That's awesome. Now you're a part of all these communities. You need to leverage the communities better.
yeah. So I'm actually leveraging. I'm not in Gator. My husband is. I don't have time to get into Gator at this
Yeah.
point. I don't have the time. So I'm just asking my husband and other people, other few people who I know, to send me the deals. Whatever this, even for PML, the private money lending, and also the creative deals that I can send it to my investors.
Yeah.
So that I need to collaborate.
Daisy
But
chaining. Daisy chaining. That's what that is.
yes,
Daisy chaining.
yes. And currently, um, I am attracting wholesalers also. And right now I'm working with one of the seller wholesalers who have development deals, because I have developers also in my ecosystem, because the county that I am in, there's a lot of development going on. So I already have developers in my database. So I'm just like channelizing, or okay, passively, or what do you say, the daisy chain thing? I just have to keep,
Yeah, it's called they call it daisy chaining.
yeah, I don't know. Yeah, whatever. So
Yeah, yeah.
that is, I think I'm leveraging that using Gator and all these wholesalers and all. But actively, I know I'm a good listing agent, because I have the strength. I have the strength to stand up for myself and also to stand up for my sellers. So I need listings at this point.
So let me ask you this. You're mentioning wholesaling, daisy chaining, and now you're talking about leasing, and then you're also talking about being a listing agent. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It's-
leasing as in getting the listings for lease, not working with the tenants,
Mhm.
working with the landlord as a listing agent.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, like, you're doing this full time.
Yeah,
You have to do one thing and try to be good at it, not great at it. You have to be good. You have to put 120% in. This is not like, hey, I'm dipping my toes in the water type thing. You see what I'm saying? Like
yeah.
either go all in on finding your investors deals or going on leasing. You need to do one or two.
Oh, okay. Hmm.
You're doing two different things. Like they don't complement each other.
Yeah.
And another thing I want to bring up, let me ask you this. Do you have your buyers buy boxes?
Yes.
Okay. And so make sure you're leveraging the community because there's tons of deals out there. Like there's endless amounts of deals out there that you can daisy chain.
Yeah.
Or you can go direct to seller, but then again, you have to have that skill set of locking up the deals, having the systems and processes in place, having the VAs, the CR, everything.
Yeah. 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 That's a good. I think I need to focus on leasing, because that's my forte, and I've done a lot of leasings. And all of these multifamily, later on, once I develop the relationship with the landlord, maybe in the future, I could get that as a listing, like the buildings, apartment buildings to sell.
Correct.
So I think two things.
And then
Okay.
so what ends up happening too is like, let's say you're doing like 10 leases a month or 20 leases a month or whatever that number is, and you're starting to make 20, 30, 40, $50,000 a month. You can start taking this capital and your husband's in Gator. You can say, hey, baby, can you want to start lending out 20, 30K of my money? You could take,
Yeah.
like I always tell people, make a pyramid, right? Of all the money that you have, that you're accumulating,
Yes.
right? Because your business is starting to really flow. It's starting to bring in a lot of money. Make a pyramid. Maybe you take 10% of your money and start doing maybe some higher risk Gator lending, right? Or risky lending, whatever you want to call it. Like me, I don't do short-term lending. I prefer long-term lending if I'm going to lend. And when I say long-term, longer term, which is 12 to 36 months, I want my money to constantly be working with me. Because with Gator, it's like you say, oh, I get a 12%. I let you borrow 10K or 20K or 30K, and then I get a 12, 15, 20% return. But if you're not in the deal constantly, you're not really getting a 12 to 15% return. Like if you do
Yeah.
one deal, that person pays you back and you're not in another deal for 3-4 months, are you really getting a 12% return?
Correct. Correct.
I'd rather have my money in a deal constantly revolving. It's kind of like an LP on a multifamily deal, right?
Yeah.
They're stuck in that deal typically for 5 to 7 years for a full cycle, typically, or if they do a refinance.
Yeah.
You can create that pyramid. You have all this money coming in on your leasing, and you can say, you know what? Hey, honey, I'm going to give you 10, 15% of the money that I have coming in. You focus on Gator lending with my money. And then the rest of the money you start making little pillars with and say, you know what? I'm going to take a 20, 30% of my money and start investing in single family. And I'm going to take another 20 to 30% of my money and be an LP on some multifamily deals.
Yeah.
But your sole business is leasing. You just have so much money coming in on the leasing side where you start needing to take your capital and deploy it, right, in these different
Yeah.
buckets.
Yeah.
That's like what I do. I'll make an example. Like I'm a realtor. I'm a very high income earning realtor. I'm making hundreds of thousands of dollars a year. With that money, I'm reinvesting it. I'm not going out and buying cars or jewelry or whatever.
Yeah.
What I do is I reinvest it into like education, self-education, right?
Yeah.
Which the best investment you can make is in yourself, which you've already done. Kudos to you. Then I take another portion of that money and I invest it in real estate. I take another portion of that money and I have the rainy day fund, right? For all my properties in my portfolio. And that's it. Like I literally keep things simple. I keep investing, reinvesting. Right now I have a deal that I'm doing. I let the guy borrow, we have $25,000. I let him borrow. He's giving me a 30% return. We cross collateralized on one of his assets. But just to make things clear, I don't do these deals on a daily basis. This deal came across my desk. Hey, Javier, can I borrow some money? Okay, no problem. I looked at the risk of the deal and we cross collateralized with a first lien position on his property, his primary residence. I'm not doing these deals on a daily basis. It just came across my desk. Because what am I doing right now? You see me online, I'm branding myself, right? So people are bringing deals to me all the time. People want to pick my brain. This is why I told you earlier, it's easier for me to answer questions. Like I want to help you one-on-one, but so do other 20, 30 other people. And the only problem is I don't have time to give one-on-one to 20, 30 people.
I understand.
That's why I created the school community, because what's happening recently is like people see I'm posting a lot online and then it's just like, hey, Javier, can I jump on a call? Hey, Javier, can I jump on a call? Hey, Javier, can I jump on a call? How can I be more efficient? How can you be more efficient? How can I be more efficient? And the way
Yeah.
we're more efficient is where I have you in a group setting and you're asking your questions. And guess what? Somebody might be
Yes.
listening to this right now and they might ask a question based on your question, right? And then,
Yeah.
then another person might act like, we had 25 people in here last week.
Yeah.
That's a great number for my first call. That's a great number. This is gonna, some weeks it might be 5, some weeks it might be 10, but it's gonna continue to grow. Right now I have 36 members in this community, you know? So, but remember, I'm very niched, and all this back end stuff you see me doing, I have other people doing it for me. I'm not doing all that back end stuff that you see. I'm leveraged. So think about it like that. Scale your leasing. It sounds like leasing is the most important thing to you. Don't focus on the multifamily yet. Don't focus on finding your investor deals. Like, yeah, that can come along with it, but just niche down on your leasing. Because
Yes.
every time I talk to you, it's about leasing.
Yeah.
So if
Yeah.
you feel that's your strength, go with it 6 to 12 months, start getting data, but be methodical about your business. Just don't say, hey, tomorrow I'm going to go out and try to sign up 3 leases. Like, how do you really look at the metrics for your leasing company? You know, like how do you start going from 3 leases to 12 leases, 12 leases
Yes.
to 24 leases?
Yes.
And if you don't like to build a team, which eventually, if you want to scale it out, you're going to have to build a team. You don't have to build one, but I'm saying if you're going to scale it to where you're doing multiple leases and you're like the #1 leasing in Manhattan, then you're going to have to build some type of infrastructure under you.
Yeah. Honestly, my goal is just to, okay, licensing, I'm just using as a midpoint as a tool for an income. Once I have a couple of properties, I don't want to be an agent unless my leasing increases so much, then probably at that time I'll decide whether I still want to continue to doing this. Otherwise, I have different plans. This is just a midpoint. So I don't think so. I'm a leader. I don't identify myself as a leader.
That's okay, and that's good. That's good. You know that.
Yeah, I
Not
don't think
everybody,
so.
see, that's the thing. Not everybody is a leader, and a lot of people who think they are leaders aren't good leaders. And the thing
Yeah,
is a lot of people don't realize it takes a very special person to be a leader, to have leadership
yeah,
skills.
yeah. I'm an educator. That's my core. I'm an educator and I'm an artist, and I can do that like 10,000% better than anybody.
Double, yeah.
So, yeah,
Double down on your leasing.
yeah. Can you give me some tips? How can I like get these listings? I mean, I've been doing traditional way just by calling. But I want to be efficient if there is any better way to
So
get these.
I'm personally have never done leasing. I'm not a leasing agent, but when I am a business person, and I do a lot of retail real estate sales, which is very similar to leasing. You're just doing, for instance, rentals versus I'm doing sales.
Yes,
What I would say is I would start by utilizing social media, first of all, letting people know, hey, look, um, I have this property like you kind of been doing. Hey, I got this property right here. I just leased out for 2,400. Hey, if you're a local landlord and you're looking to lease your property, click the link below. You're giving them a call to action. Click the link below and fill out this form so I can give you a call. So that's one way. So you have a social media channel, right? You have your email. You just told me that you have a big database of investors. So you should have your email newsletter going out bi-weekly. You need to create a newsletter to where you're doing email marketing to all these people in your email where they are now getting your campaign on a bi-weekly basis.
yeah,
Now, you're going to talk about not just leasing, you're going to talk about the Manhattan market, right? And so what's going to happen there is you're going to have a call to action at the bottom of your newsletter at some place. Hey, you need to lease out a property? Click the link below. But you might be talking about on the top of the main body of the newsletter. Hey, Manhattan's recent single family homes medium home price sold for $850,000. Last month we had 64 homes sold. Days on market was 64 days. Like you're giving value. Always
yeah,
lead with value. Value. 80% of what you're doing should be value. You're giving
yes,
your database value. Same thing when you're doing the leasing, like when you're doing the social media. Every several posts should be a call to action where you say, hey, click the link below if you're looking to lease my property. Everything else should be like, hey, look, we lease this property for $2,300 a month. This is the most expensive lease on this block. And this is the reason why. Because I told my landlord to upgrade the lights or paint the walls or whatever. But you need to be very systematic on having your newsletter go out bi-weekly to that database because that's called a form of marketing, right?
yeah,
You have to have your marketing channel. So social media is a marketing channel and email is a marketing channel. These are two separate marketing channels.
yes,
But the best way you're going to have the most reach is social media and email.
yeah.
You already
Social
have.
media, I don't know. I never get leads through that social media, but yes, link. I do have call to action like comment, but I don't think the landlord even lives on social media.
Let me
I
ask.
don't know.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah,
So when you never get leads, what does that mean? Do you
I don't get any comments.
do you
I mean, nobody.
See, so this is where people mess up when they do social media. You're too focused on the outcome of what people and how they comment on your social media. Don't
Yeah.
focus on whether people like it, share it, comment,
No,
keep
no, no.
posting. Hold on. Let me tell you. I do a lot of social media and I understand very social media at a very high level. When you're doing your social media, guess what? When you're doing no video, your no video is not reaching anybody. That one video that you do, whether it's on a daily basis or every other day basis, will always outperform the non-video that you do. And you know what's funny? You might not be getting likes. You might not be getting shares. You might not be getting comments. But I'm going to tell you, the amount of people who are viewing it and not engaging are a lot of people. And the way social media works is when you constantly are in the algorithm and you're constantly posting value, 80% value, right? You need to come up with what your value is. Value is, oh, I helped this landlord rent for $2,300 a month. All the other units are renting for $2,000 a month. That's $300 more. And here are the reasons why. Here's the tips to making your property pop when you're looking to invest here or to put your property up for rent in Manhattan. value, 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 value. And you're constantly making that post. The problem is it's the consistency part. You get
Yeah.
attached comments, you get attached to not seeing any leads come through, and then you get discouraged because what happens is you're too attached to the outcome of that post. Stop getting attached to it. It's called consistency. I'm going to tell you right now, the biggest brands in the world, let's use Taylor Swift for an example, since you like music and you like dancing. Dude, she's been building her brand for almost 25 years. She's been building her brand since she's a little girl. She didn't become a billionaire overnight. The Rock, for instance, same thing. He's been building his brand forever. Like it takes a lot of consistency. But what I'm saying to you is when you're doing the social media thing is, and the reason why I recommend social media, if you have the correct tags, you have the right hashtags, you're going to reach thousands and thousands of people, even organically, not paying anything. And so right now it seems like, hey, you might not want to invest a whole bunch of money in your business, which eventually when you start making money, you can start investing a little bit more and more and more. But you do email marketing and you do social media. If you do both those, these are some of the best marketing channels you can have. But again,
Yeah.
don't get attached to the outcome.
Yeah.
If you don't know
But
how to
don't
go,
you question what you're doing? There should be an output to that. Like how long do you keep on going, keep on going, keep on going, you know?
everything you're doing should be long form content, meaning like anything above 5 minutes or more, right? So all my videos that I do are typically 30 minutes to 45, upwards to 1 to 2 hours, right? Out of those videos, we take that's called long form. We chop it up and make it short form content. We throw it through AI systems. This is what I'm trying to tell you. Like, you have to leverage the technology and the people you
Yes.
have around you. If you tell me right now, hey, oh man, I don't know how to do email. I'm not really good with email. Well, guess what? You need to go on Upwork and you need to go hire
Yes.
somebody who can help you with
Yes.
email. You can find somebody in the Philippines. You can find somebody in Pakistan. You can find
Yes.
somebody on one of the communities that you're in that who can help you.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be, oh, just me, right? Because you might not know and say, oh, I don't know how to start my campaign for my email, my
Yeah.
campaign for social media.
Yeah.
You
So
you
the
you make 1 to 2 posts and you give up. Don't give up.
yeah. I have a CRM by EXP Realty. I have to check if they have anything specific for landlord, but they have the email campaign that automatically goes and all of that. So I need to check. But I wanted to ask you, the listings that you get, are they all from your past clients, or I know there are some, I keep getting text and bombarded on the email that they have listing services, there are sellers and all. Have you subscribed to those
No,
services that gets you the listings?
no, no,
No?
no. I don't because remember, I spent thousands. At one point, I was spending $6,000 a month on lead generation. I did that for years. I built a huge database. That database, I never let it go. So most realtors will sell a home to a buyer, and then that buyer walks away. That realtor goes the other direction. The buyer goes one direction. They
Yes.
never hear from each other again.
Yes.
I was smart. I knew getting into the business is very transactional. Like you're only as good as your next sale. So
Yes.
how are you going to solve that problem?
Yeah.
So
By repeat business.
what you need to do is you need to nurture and love on that database. I had this conversation with you one time before. You need to make sure that these people are getting Christmas cards from you, people that you've done business with, you're leasing. Because remember, if you were smart, those people who are leasing are going to turn into buyers. Those
Yeah.
buyers that buy a property because they're leasing right now are going to turn
Yeah.
into sellers. So if
Yeah.
you're smart, you would have a 3 bucket system for your leads. You would have they're leasing now, right? You place them into a property. The goal is to get them into home ownership. And then once they're in home ownership, 5 to 7 years, statistically proven, they're going to move and need to sell their property.
Yeah.
So if you're smart, you would have a whole entire ecosystem of this lead, right? You wouldn't just give up on them, right? You would say, okay, we put them in a lease, perfect. Now, here's the beauty: if you have the landlord's contact information and you have the tenant's contact information, you actually have a double whammy.
Yes.
Think about this: you place a tenant in a property that you're leasing, that you're the listing agent on. That landlord is going to have to sell that property one day. They're going to call you because you've kept that relationship. That tenant that you place in the property is going to go from tenant to home ownership. And then from home ownership, 5 to 7 years, statistically proven, they're going to need to sell their property. After that, you're going to be listing the property. Well, guess what? It doesn't end there. You continue to build that relationship and nurture that person because guess what? They have friends and family. When their friends and family want to hire somebody that they know, like, and trust, they're going to refer you. So on Christmas, you're giving them a Christmas text. You're giving them a Christmas card. Simple stuff. You're giving them an email. So when Christmas time comes, you're going to hit them via email, text, and mail. 3 different lines of communication. There ain't no way that you're not in their face. Have you ever gone around like Manhattan or New York? There's this one lawyer who's on every single bench and every single billboard and everything. And you're getting mailers. You see them online. They have a good marketing campaign. They have exposure. They have brand awareness. So you're exposing your brand. And these touches that you're doing to your database, it's not like, hey, call me if you need to lease your property. Call me if you need to buy. No, it's value, 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 value. 80% value of what you do. The other 20% could be call to actions like, hey, are you looking to buy? Or, hey, if you know anybody looking to buy or sell, please reach out to me, refer to me. Or, hey, you put a tenant, right? For instance, the tenants that leases are about to be up, you should be touching base with these individuals.
Yeah.
Hey, Johnny, just wanted to reach out to you. I leased your property, leased 123 Street to you about a year ago. Are you looking to renew your lease? Or are you thinking about transitioning to home ownership? I would love to guide you to the next steps.
Yeah. I'm in touch with most of the tenants.
You understand? You see the cycle that I've created here?
Yeah.
Is this making sense?
Yeah.
You have to have a blueprint to what you're doing.
Yeah.
Right now, when I talk to you, you're firing off everywhere. Multify, this, that. Just do leasing. Just do leasing. Stop. You like to meditate. I remember you say you like to meditate.
Yeah.
Start meditating and do leasing. That's it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'm in touch with. Okay, so my follow-ups are very good. I'm in touch with tenants, and all of these businesses that I've gotten has been the result of 2 to 3 years of follow-ups. So yeah, but it's just that I just want to increase the, what do you say, the momentum of listing, and so I was just like curious, how do you get so many?
I just told you. If you
Yeah.
have that cycle, you work that cycle right, that person you're leasing to or that landlord is going to become listings in the future.
Yeah.
The problem is most likely is this person leases from you or you help this landlord out and they disappear for the rest of your life, right? You have to build a cycle. You have to build some type of funnel for them.
Yeah. I got it. Yeah, but still, oh, Jose went. We could have given him
I
the
don't know.
opportunity.
He might have had a question, but I don't know.
Yeah. I'm sorry that it took so long for him to not communicate with you.
No, it's okay.
Okay, but I think along with the leasing, the investor database that I have, because I think I need to have leasings are small ticket, and then I need to have, I think, 3 size: small ticket, medium ticket, and the large ticket. Large ticket are the developers. Developers are somehow coming to my ecosystem. So I have, what do you say, like I told you, wholesalers. So that's what I was thinking at: small, medium, and large. So large will be 1 or 2 transactions a year. Medium could be, I don't know, but at least small and big transactions are taken care of. So that would boost, So medium could be PMLs. I need to leverage my husband to do something, but I think I can take care of small ticket and high ticket items. So yeah, because I don't think so I can leave the sale if it is coming into my ecosystem, because I have been marketing myself and I have experience selling out also, but it's just that more focus. Where should I put my more focus? So, but I appreciate your inputs.
Yeah, you're welcome. No problem.
I don't have any other question. But really, I've been like really thinking how I got the answer. I got the answer, but and about your friend Andreas, right? He's with EXP, and again I saw his Instagram. It's like, how is it that he's getting listing on a daily basis? Like, what exactly is he doing? You know, that I'm
He
missing
does
out
all,
on.
he does all wholesale. Everything he does is wholesale.
Okay.
Mhm. Cool.
Yes. I'm glad I got to speak with you.
You're
So
welcome. I hope it helped.
yeah,
Do me a favor, post in the school community if you felt like this was valuable for you. Post in the school community like, hey, today's live call was awesome.
let me take a
If you go to the school community, introduce yourself and then just make another comment, a separate post, say, hey, today's live call was awesome with Javier.
yeah, sure. Why
Okay.
not? So I'm just taking a screenshot. I took a screenshot. I hope so. The 1 second, hold on. Let me take a picture because I don't know all this multify. I've been involved. What do I do with it right now? I've been involved. Okay, 1 second. All right. Okay. Thank you for your time.
No problem. No problem. Yeah, just post in the community, school community, and everybody
Yeah.
know that, yeah, you put a picture of us and we're gonna do this
Yeah.
we're gonna do this on a weekly basis, once a week, giving people free value. I had people brought me 2 deals last week that I was underwriting and helping them with, and we're just talking everything real estate. So I appreciate you tuning in today. If you haven't already, don't forget to like and subscribe to my YouTube channel, The Real Javier Paredes. And yeah, I appreciate your support and love. And yeah, let's keep it rocking and rolling. We're going to be doing this every Thursday at 6 p.m. for right now. I'm sure times will move around in the future, but this community is going to definitely grow. If you know anybody who's looking to get into real estate investing or is in real estate investing, make sure they join our school community and we'll continue to add value.
Yeah. Probably I would refer, not now, probably in the near future. I see something coming up. One of the buyers may be interested in buying a property in Florida. I'm not sure if it is in Orlando, but I think so. It is in that area. If it is in Orlando, I'll refer him to you.
Okay.
So this seller came. I've been following up. I've been door knocking him for almost 4 or 5 years and giving him Christmas cards. Every year I go to him and give Christmas cards in my neighborhood, like about 50 to 75 Christmas cards. I just hand deliver it. And once in a year I call him. So this time I again followed up with him last week, and then he just called me that probably he's looking to sell and probably buy in Florida. So I just told him, I know you, probably you can help him. So it's a probate sale. So let's see where this goes. So if there is anything, I'll send him your way so you can help
Okay.
him buy. And I also told him you do pad split and all of this thing, and then you can help him manage his rental property, everything, So
Sounds
I'll
good.
send you.
I'll get my team to help out for
Yeah.
sure.
One last question before you go. You mentioned that private money lending, Gator thing, you do on a longer period, like 36 months. What kind of a deal is that? Is that a development deal?
Is that a what deal?
Development? Is this development deal? Like, why
It's
does it take 36 months,
Oh,
not
because
24 months?
it's not a flip. The person's not flipping the deal. They're typically a buy and hold deal. Typically they buy and hold for 5 to 7 years.
Oh, okay. So single
Yes.
family and multifamily and all of that.
Yeah, exactly.
Family,
Mhm.
duplex, three. Oh, okay. All right. All right. Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. I'll see you on the other side. Don't forget to make that post.
Now.
Thank you so much.